players he should beat. Takes on a player who's ranked below him in the rankings, he usually dispatches them. His problem has come particularly at major tournaments when he takes on one of the big boys and it's just not quite there. And that's the ceiling that he's found himself repeatedly hitting. He's been making quarterfinals a lot of big tournaments and just keeps failing to get over the line, as we see Jarkko Komula with his maximum, first maximum of the match in the very first leg.
Yes, you're right, Dan, and they are very, very obvious stats. You know, when you're looking at the cold light of day and you're looking at that, that is that obvious. And all it is we just see Komula take out the double 16 for a very, very impressive 11-dart first leg. Yeah, what happens, you know, we talk about how many darts you're missing in a leg to beat someone, or only legs in a match you're missing.
100.
And against the top seeds, Wes is 1 or 2 legs missing, you know, over the game. Just not quite consistent enough.
Now that's not to say it's not going to turn for him. He's made a couple of major finals as Wes. And maybe, just maybe, it takes him to win one. Just needs it to go right for him. And then suddenly, bang, the belief's there, the confidence is there, and he can just go on and on and on. But you can sense, I've interviewed Wes a number of times at major tournaments, and he's so often got to the last 8 and then hit that ceiling, that glass ceiling that just seems to stop him from taking the next big step. And you can see the frustration. You can see the frustration in himself.
Well, the longer it goes on, the harder it is to win that tournament.
100.
And you're exactly right. If he does win a major, it automatically, you know, everyone but everyone then steps up the ladder. And that's what Wes needs. He needs a big win. He's got the game, you know, he's got the scoring power, but we just don't see it leg on leg enough.
Well, look, he seems to be getting into his groove here.
138.
Jarkko Komula is starting off with an 11-darter, but he is a long way behind Wes Newton in this one, as Newton looks to hold his throw. So all the time in the world for Wes to take out this 76. Oh, just do it in 2 darts, Wes. That'd be the easiest thing to do. 3 will do, though. And a 15-dart leg for Wes Newton, and he'll be relatively happy with that. And we're 1 apiece here.
Yeah, good winning leg there from Newton. 15 darts, level tons.
100.
But Komula on his throw is in there again, and I think as we move forward over the years, you know, and the way, I suppose breed is the word, the way we're breeding the players on the tour, they're playing week in, week out, they are becoming very capable, everyone, in holding their throw very strongly. It's all about the confidence.
125.
The 5 or 6 inches between those ears is the one thing that you need online.
123.
Jarkko Komula
100.
perhaps counting himself a little bit fortunate to be here today, having played Ronnie Hydrex in the opening round and surviving 6 match darts. But he did get the job done. 6-5 win. A 156 checkout was the highlight. By contrast, Wes Newton, one of the seeded players, joining the tournament at this stage. He's a seed by virtue of the fact that he has had success on the European Tour. Did win one of these events in Sindelfingen last year.
47.
Beating Pipe, Suljovic, Nicholson in the final. Peter Wright as well on the way. As Jarkko Komula looks at double top, that's a decent marker. I'd be frustrated not to have used that. He will be back, but he preferred to have 3 darts at double top rather than double 10.
Well, a bit of pressure on from Newton, so Komula, double 10. Oh, now chasing it up to the 5s, may get an outside chance. As I say that, Komula takes the double 5 out.
So this one going with throw at the moment.
140.
A ton 40 to start off. A leg on his own throw for Wes Newton is exactly what he'll have wanted. And you look at that. I mean, it's early days. You can't read too much into the averages at the moment.
No, in the early legs it is easy to obviously push your average up or let it come down. But it's over the big distances when the average only moves little bits at a time. But Wes in control to level it up in this match.
Lovely darts.
190.
The Warrior with his first maximum of the match. Unlikely to be the 180 fest that we saw from Mervyn King and
95.
Michael Smith in the previous match. But Wes Newton, when he does get going, he's gone straight for the ball there. Bit of showboating from Wes. Well, it doesn't matter if you take out the double 12 with your last dart, but I'm not so sure about that one, Wesley.
Unusual for Wes Newton to do anything like that, I have to say. And perhaps Wes Newton is starting to use a little bit, go down the tactical route.
140.
Just trying to tell his opponent well, I don't know. I wouldn't read personally anything into that if someone did it to him. But some players will read that as disrespectful. As Kevin Painter did against Phil Taylor in the World Championships, I believe, a few years ago. But it's a double. No one's got to tell you how you go for it.
Well, look, if you take out the double 12, it doesn't really matter. The problem comes when you start missing a big one or missing your double. You're doing yourself out of chances to finish the leg off. I've seen Kevin Thomas has done it a lot, actually. We saw him do that in the last European Tour event, just going straight for ball at every available opportunity.
Well, so does David Pellet.
Yeah.
He's another one. I mean, if I was playing a player and he went for that bullseye with the first dart, it wouldn't worry me. But if he missed and I took the shot out, I'd certainly have a little smile at him as I walk back. Try and put him off.
99.
Well, Jarkko Komula is in the driving seat in this leg again.
100.
And the longer this game goes on, following this pattern, the more important that bull off at the start of the match seems to be.
140.
Lovely darts from Newton.
80.
What can Komula? Oh, now he's got to go the 25 bullseye route. Oh, when he's hit the bullseye, Newton's got to get a chance. Look at the treble 19 for double 10. Don't miss big numbers. Right, now the big 18. Double top for a breaker throw.
Well, he's missed it, but Komula's left himself double 3 here. And that's nobody's favourite. He's the man they call Smiley. Gonna nail it first time, and he is, well. Jarkko Komula. He's given himself a 3-2 lead.
I think that was worth a smile, though.
190. 96.
Well, Wes Newton's had a couple of 9 darters on the big stage. And, I thought that was in. I was getting all excited there, Dan.
And quite rightly so as well. 5 darts in. We've not seen anybody on the 9 darter this weekend.
140.
Seen a fair few people hit 4 perfect darts. And Wes have just looked to concentrate on closing this game out. What a leg of darts this is from Wes Newton. Well, too good, Wesley.
70.
9 darts thrown, 490 scored. Not bad for the man from Fleetwood.
As we said before, he possesses the game to win tournaments, majors. He's just got to
98.
turn those darts into actual winning.
Well, he's looking at 11 here, so 3 for double 4. Fantastic leg of darts, an 11 darter. In response to the 11 darter that Jarkko Komula had in the opening leg of the match. Hey, look how long it took Kevin Painter to win his first major tournament, and look what it meant to him when he did.
Well, there's the stats.
55.
Pretty impressive from Newton. 15, 12 and 11. And just as impressive from Komula. The 18 darts at
25.
could have turned around Wes Newton's way, but it hasn't. You're right, Alan Warriner was the same. You know, Alan Warriner, I mean, won tournaments all over the world, ranking events, opens. But it took him a long time to win that first one, the Grand Prix.
$100.
Well, Wes Newton appears to be motoring now. We seem to be seeing him gearing up, challenging the Komula throw here. He missed a dart to break him. The previous time the Finn had the darts. He's in a great position here to give himself another chance, and the treble 19, very welcome sight. Look at that fantastic work from Wes Newton. And he may well get 6 darts from 160. Well, he is going to.
Well, he's in the driving seat to break the throw. There's one in, we see Kirk Shepherd take out 160 yesterday.
140.
Yeah, we saw a 170 from Bunting earlier today as well. A 145 from David Pallett, which turned that match on its head against Andy Hamilton.
100.
And look at this for a 13 darter after an 11 darter in the previous leg. There it is, and Wes Newton, that is world-class darts. An 11 darter followed by a 13 darter. And he puts him in pole position to become the first seeded player through to the third round. A place against Steve Beaton or Steve Douglas awaits.
99.
But he's got to hold on here, and look, it's getting up to where he'd expect of himself in the first 9, and the overall average of nearly 104 is fantastic. But look at this from Jarkko Komula.
139.
Yes, exceptional darts from Wes Newton. All categories absolutely brilliant.
140.
Overall average, first 9 dart average, and is 4 out of 8, 50% on the doubles. Says that he's playing really well. Over the short distances, Dan, you know, and we talked about Wes not winning a major.
60.
Over these short distances, it is easier to hold your form. But when you get to that World Championships and you get to the latter stages and you're firing, you know, 25, 31 legs, that's where the difference is of holding the consistency of the big scoring.
There is something to be said, though, for coming into these. You know, the first to 6 is a short game, but you've got to get up on stage and hit the ground running, and that's a skill in itself to be able to start well. There are a few players who are renowned as fast starters, and that does suit them in these shorter formats, but it's quite difficult to bring your practice game up onto the board and get straight involved. Like, you know, Jarkko hitting 11 darts starts off. I mean, that's perfect. But
yes, you're exactly right. It doesn't matter what you do in the practice room, you can be playing absolutely brilliant up there, and you walk on that stage and it just doesn't go, and sometimes it doesn't go for the whole match, like Robert Thornton his last 2 matches.
140.
Sometimes it takes 1 or 2 legs, sometimes on the odd occasion you do hit the ground running, as you say.
well, Wes Newton here, he's in danger of being broken straight back. Now, he's set it up very well, but Jarkko Komula only needs 1 treble. And he's got it. Jarkko Komula to level the match.
92.
Well, a scowl from Jarkko Komula.
40. In charge in the 8th leg.
And Wes Newton moves within a leg of victory. Important little passage of play there.
Jarkko to throw first. Game on.
And talked about Wes Newton not winning a major, but he has won titles on the floor. He has won a European Tour event. He's one of a very select group of players who've managed to win 2 titles over a weekend, winning on both days.
44.
Not many people have achieved that feat. Takes an incredible consistency and ability to maintain that form to turn up and beat all comers over 2 days at a Players'
100.
Championship.
And of course, a word we don't use that often with a dart player, a lot of fitness.
It's true.
They're walking in there at 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the morning, playing the final about 6:30, 7 o'clock at night, 2 days on the trot. They are 2 very long days. There's not many people. Say Adrian Lewis, I remember in his early days. Mervyn King has, Phil Taylor has.
21.
Jamie Caven, who we saw earlier, managed to do it. I think Wes, when he managed to do it, was the 5th person
80.
to join that very select club.
I joined the very select club of being there and witness it. That's about the closest
No
I got.
bad club to be in as Jarkko Komula hits his 2nd maximum of the match. Oh, Wes Newton. Oh, he's just having a little think about it.
130. Jarkko, you require
130
70.
puts some pressure on. If Jarkko Komula doesn't take this 70 out, well, he's going to get 2 darts. But Wes Newton is waiting to pounce and could have a match start if this isn't put away by the Finn. And it is.
And
Jarkko Komula lives to fight another leg. But this is the leg now for Wes Newton on his own throw.
85.
He's not capitalised after a great first dart. Komula knows if he can nick this leg, he'll be throwing for the match. There's still not much in this, despite the fact that Wes Newton is averaging 102. We're pretty much 9 points clear of Komula in the averages. But it's going to come down to these potentially last 2 legs and who performs
60.
right here, right now.
Well, there we have the stats. Level on the 180s. Newton's winning the 140s.
137.
And still, the overall average and first 9 dart average is extremely good from Newton. We don't want to see Newton, you know, if he
100.
loses this leg and then all of a sudden Komula's got the throw in the last. And we see it again, Steve Douglas and Dean Winstanley last night. Dean Winstanley was 5-3 up and then didn't do anything. Didn't just go bang with a 12 dart. Let's get the game over and done with. Let's get off the stage. And he let Steve Douglas in, and then, you know, you normally throw a very edgy last leg, and
99.
it's up in the air. Who wins it then?
Yeah. Steve Douglas got away with it a little bit. Is Jarkko Komula going to be allowed to get away with this? Well, that's superb set-up work from Wes Newton. Komula survived 6 match darts from Ronnie Hybrex in the opening round. He's going to need similar luck, you would think, here to survive against Wes Newton.
100.
Well, he's got himself down to a finish. If Wes misses this, he'll be back to try and take out 142. But Newton for a 6-4 win, and there he is. And that is a very impressive performance from Wes Newton.